My name is Tanya Dudley, and I'm from Cofense. Cofense is a phishing defense company that provides phishing defense services and solutions for your organization to defend against phishing threats. And the reason why I want to focus today on phishing as it relates to ransomware is really tell you about what we see when it comes to the phishing threat landscape, specifically to ransomware. And this is really on the preventative measure when it comes to defending against ransomware. What we see in our data and what we see from our customers is that phishing threats are delivering multiple stages of malware before they actually launch a ransom attack. We don't see where one email is going to actually deliver the ransomware. So I'm going to go through this quick example here of this particular phishing email. It seems pretty benign. It's pretty basic. But what we notice about this is that it includes this very interesting file type, XXE. Most people don't really understand what that is. Their curiosity may entice them to open it, along with maybe the file naming convention that has maybe an RFQ number in it that might be familiar with the recipient. Are they expecting to have this shipping notice? So while we don't understand or know what that file type is, unfortunately Windows does. So native Windows environment workstation is going to open up that file and execute that malware that is embedded in that. So when we look at this particular one and we say, okay, this is an async remote access tool, what exactly is this tool and what does it do and why is it beneficial to a threat actor? So somebody who is delivering a ransom attack, they're not doing that overnight, right? They're doing that in multiple stages. They're going to do their investigations. They're going to learn about your environment. They're going to try to figure out what kind of applications and cloud solutions are you using? How can they leverage that to their advantage? Many times they will send phishing emails that are targeting your credentials. So being able to log into your applications and services as a legitimate user can go undetected. And then that helps them build their attack. So they're going to build their attack over time. And what this particular remote access tool does is you can see this menu here that we simply went to GitHub and we downloaded this particular malware tool and we said, what does this one do? And it actually provides you a full menu options of what you can actually do once you install this remote access tool. So if you can imagine what a threat actor is going to want to do as part of their reconnaissance of learning about your environment, how can they plan their attack? So, if you look through those features that are included, what does, a screen viewer or being able to record somebody's screen, what does that tell them? What will help them understand maybe where a user might navigate to, maybe in a file structure when they're, if they're targeting somebody in HR or legal or finance, where some of that sensitive data might be stored. And then by learning about maybe what type of antivirus you might have installed, then they can know, okay, if I know what antivirus they have, I can disable it. I can maybe look for vulnerabilities that might exist in that antivirus because that is going to allow them to go undetected, right? Their whole mission is to go undetected so that at the time that they launch that ransom attack, you don't see it coming. But with the ability to be able to detect for some of these indicators that we see from a phishing email, you are able to proactively look for these indicators and look to see, am I under attack? Is something happening in my environment? Another thing that we see on here is a keylogger. So maybe they might want to, along with those screen viewers, what kind of commands are you executing with those? Just a few other things in here, but again, they're trying to go undetected. Maybe even with the FTP service, exfiltrate some data, because what we see in today's ransom attacks is, it used to be that we could always just say, make sure you have good backups, restore from backup. So as organizations have gotten better about, organizing their backups, being able to practice those, hey, we can restore from a backup, threat actors have changed their tactic now, because now that you're able to do that, if they can exfiltrate some data and you still say, well, I'm going to restore from backup, now they might dangle that, well, if you really want this data to come back or you don't want us to expose this very sensitive data, which could harm your business, then you need to pay us that ransom. So they're using that data exfiltration as leverage to be able to get that payment from you. So what can you do when it comes to these particular phishing threats? So remind your employees to slow down, right? We know that as we provide phishing simulation material, we know that it just becomes very quick for users to want to go through that email and not take their time, right? So if they can slow down, pay attention, look for indicators in those messages. Am I expecting this message from this person? Is that the real email address of that person? Maybe they've spoofed. Do I know what this file type is? Should I even be interacting with that, as we saw in the other one? Is somebody sending me a link to enter my credentials? Is this really a Microsoft site? So what I keep telling people to do these days with credential attack threats being so prominent and specifically targeting Microsoft credentials, making sure that that URL that you're entering your credentials in is that a legitimate site that your organization uses? And then let them know how to report something suspicious, whether it's the email or something doesn't feel right. Do you have a service provider that you are getting support from? Make sure that your employees all know how to report those things. We've seen that over time of training our employees and getting them, making them more aware of what to look for, or even just to slow down and even find the simple things that are making it to their inbox, that we do see that this is having a great effect on stopping that malware from either executing or giving out their credentials, which is so critical to your business. And so then show them real examples. So like the email that I showed on the first slide, we have a whole library of phishing threats that you can go and just pull down images so that you can show them, here's what a real phishing email looks like. Be careful as you go through these. And then also we have some free resources to be able to train them. We have a slide deck in there, some infographics to be able to just give them some education on what to look out for when it comes to phishing emails. So that's all I have for you today, and thanks for watching.